Hello children, welcome to the computer class, class 8, lesson number 2, spreadsheets, formulas and functions. In this lesson, you will be learning about the formulas in Excel, how a formula will be given, creating basic formulas and using compound formula, using text formulas, and you will also be learning about the cell range, cell references, what are the basic errors and functions. So let us start with the first topic, that is formulas in Excel. Actually, what is a formula? A formula is nothing but it is used to perform calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication in an Excel sheet. So what are the things, what are the elements that are required to create these formulas in Excel sheet? So we have four elements that are required. They are the references. References is nothing but the cell range. Like usually you select the cell ranges from, say, suppose A1 to A8. That is a cell range. The cell address will be taken. Then the operators. Operators, the general mathematical operators which you are going to use, that is plus, minus, multiplication, division, symbols to perform a calculations. Then we have the constants where the values are fixed. And we have the functions which are predefined functions like sum, average, maximum, and minimum. Now, how can we use or how can we create a simple basic formula in an Excel sheet? For that, I need to share the Excel sheet with you. I'm sharing an Excel sheet here. This is the Excel sheet. I have selected the complete Excel sheet and increased the font size for it to be very clear. So the basic formula that I'm going to create here is, say suppose here I have the S name, that is the student name, then followed by some of the subject marks. I'm going to take English marks, and here I'm going to take the math marks, and a simple formula to calculate the total of these two. I'm increasing the column width, and here I'm going to take the total of these two subjects. This is a simple basic formula which we are going to give. So the student name, the first name, say suppose I have Ria. Okay, and in English mark she has got around 89, and in mathematics she got around 67. So how do I add these two? To give that, first I will start, every formula starts with is equals to, then followed by the function name. Here I want to give the sum of these two, so the function name, then open the brackets, and then the range of cells is selected, close the bracket, and then press enter key. So here I have given a basic formula to calculate the sum of two subjects. If you have 10 subjects, the same way you are going to give the 10 subject names and then is equals to sum. A basic formula. Okay, now I have copied the formula down. Now here I can enter, say suppose I have Ashwin. Ashwin's marks, here I'm going to enter. So Ashwin's marks will be 67 and say 78. Automatically you can see his total is been calculated for English and math subjects. The same way, if you want to calculate the area of a square, to calculate the area of a square, here simply I am giving area of square. Okay, to calculate the area of a square, we required side first. So I am taking the side. And to calculate the area of square, I am simply going for the shortcut, that is AOS, area of the square. Now the first side I am taking is 23. Now to calculate the area of a square, the formula we use is side into side. Simple basic formula. So for that is equals to 23 is in A8 cell, asterisk, again A8, and then press enter key. So here I have got the area of square. Now if I want to calculate the perimeter of square, just POS if I have to take. Now the perimeter of square is 4 into side, general mathematical formula. Right now, how do I type the same formula in an Excel sheet? So here is equals to, here 4 is a constant multiplied by side. For multiplication, I have used this. So is equals to is there, no function I'm not using, fixed constant I'm using, operator I'm using, and then I'm using the cell address. Then press enter. So this is my perimeter of the square. I have copied it down. Now I will check for the different centimeters. Remember children, here you should not give any units like 23 centimeters or 23 square yards. If you give text along with that, then you will get an error. So only numbers should be used for calculation. Now I am taking for 78. Then you can see automatically you have got the area as well as perimeter of the square. So these are the basic things which we have done. The same way we can calculate the simple interest also. Simple interest formula is what? Simple interest formula is nothing but PTR by 100, right? So for that we require principal, then rate, PT time, then R, and here I am going to calculate the simple interest. Say suppose my principal amount is 10,000, okay, and the rate of time I am giving is for 2 years, rate of interest is 9%. Now how do I calculate the formula to calculate the simple interest? Very simple. PTR by 100 in mathematics you will give. Here we are going to start with is equals to P, then followed by the asterisk, the operator, multiplication operator, T, then followed by the asterisk, then R, then divided by 100. So there's a slight difference between how you use these formulas in mathematical. Mathematical, you're not using any operator, or maybe you will say P into T into R by 100. For division, same symbol, forward symbol. So now what I'm doing, I'm just copying this formula down, and you can check for different principles. If it is 12,000 and if it is for 3 years, if the rate of interest is 8, what will be the simple interest that has to be calculated? So here we have learned to create the simple interest. Okay. So what are the basic things that we have in a formula? The basic things we have is equals to, followed by name of the function, then open the brackets, then followed by a range has to be selected. Okay. So the elements. Now for this, if I want to make anything, say operator is not used here. I'm saying into 5. This is a constant I have used, right? Now I have the function name, I have the cell reference, I have the operator, and I have. So is equals to is a must. Sum is the name of the function. G2 to G5 is a cell reference. Asterisk is the operator, and 5 is the constant. So all the elements have been given clearly in this simple formula. So this is how we are going to create the formula. Then we have, this is a compound formula where you are using more than one. If you just look at the simple interest formula, see here, when I'm clicking on this, I have used multiplication, I have used the 100. So more than one operator if you are using, then that becomes a compound interest. Sorry, compound formula. Then the next one we have is on text. How can we do calculations on the text? Right? Now, do you remember children, for your attendance, every month we have to give the total number of days each student is present, right? Say suppose for a month we have 100 sessions. From these 100 sessions, how many sessions the each student has been done? Now for that, let me calculate the attendance. Okay, so here I am going for attendance. Now this will be your calculations with the text. Here I have the name of the student, and here I have, we started our school around say June 16. So 16th onwards, I am marking your attendance 17. Now I'll select these two, say around some days I'm going to mark. Okay. Okay, now here I'm going to calculate your total attendance for number of days. Now say first one I have is Dia and her attendances we will mark with the text present or absent. So here I'm marking present, 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 and some of the absence I'm marking, like how do we do in an attendance sheet, right? Now I have to get the total number of days Dia is present in that particular month. So for this, using the text, I'm going to calculate. First, start with is equals to. Then we have a special function called countif. So first, open the bracket, and then you have to give the built-in function count if, and then open the bracket again. Count if is a special function which is used to calculate based on a criteria or a condition. What is a condition? It has to check the number of P's and give us the total number of P's. Now from first we have to select from which range. So I have given a range, separate it with the comma. Then on what I am going to check? So I will be checking on this J13. Now in this J13, the value is fixed. So now when the value is fixed, I am going to separate. J is a column, right? We all know J is a column, 13 is a row. So before column, I am adding a dollar symbol. After the column also, I am adding a dollar symbol. And then I have to close. How many brackets did I open? 2. So I need to close the 2 brackets and press enter. Can you see immediately I got 7 days. If you check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days is present. Sorry, she is present. Now I am copying this formula down, and next I would like to check with the Nitin. Some imaginary names I am taking. So check here P, P, and remaining A. Only 2 days is present, right? So this is how we are going to calculate the attendance. If you want, you can have a look at the formula again. Is equals to countif is a formula, followed by the range, then followed by the cell or the criteria on which you are checking. So I have selected the J13. Now whichever criteria you have selected, that should be separated with the dollar symbol before the column and after the column. This is working with the text. Formulas using the text in Excel sheet. Then the next one we have is range. Now for this time you must have understood what is the range. Now when I'm selecting this complete thing, this is the range from B13 to J13. This is the range, right? Now this is the range, so I can use this range for the calculation, either some average or whatever. See here, this is not numbers, this is the text. So let me give some range with the numbers. Okay, 13. Now I'm selecting these two and I have got to drag this. Now I want to calculate the sum. So what will I say is equals to sum, open the bracket, and I'm just going to select this range, close the bracket, and then press enter. So what did you understand by this range? A range is nothing but group of continuous cells, either vertically or horizontally. Choice is yours. If I'm selecting like this, these are the vertical. Now what is my range? B19 to B22 will be my range. And how do I refer to that range? I simply write B19, sorry, one B19, separate it with the column, and B22. This is how I refer to a range. Now I can use this range for other purposes also. I can calculate the average, the maximum, the minimum, right? Now here I want to calculate the maximum of this. If I simply say MAX and give the range of these cells and then close this, I'm getting who's got the highest in this particular number. The same way, I want to, instead of every time selecting the range, I want to give a name, naming the range. I want to give a name to the range. How can I give? For that, I simply select the range of cells. I go to the formulas tab. Under define name, I simply give, maybe these are the computer marks. So I'll just give it as computer and I'll say okay. So the computer marks have been given. Now, instead of range, I can directly use this name for the calculations. Now see here is equals to sum of, open the bracket and simply type computer and then press enter. So instead of range, I have named it as computer. I'm using the range for calculations. Now, if I want the average, so is equals to, simply I'm going to say average, open the bracket and I'm going to say computer, and then the average of this range has been displayed. So this is how is working with the range. Then the next topic we have is, here I stop this share. I am sharing my PPT again. Here we have learned this. Then the next one, we have learned the formulas in the Excel sheet also. And this is how I have been explained the elements in a formula. And then the next one we have is a cell reference. Now, what is the cell reference? Cell references are nothing but the cell addresses. Now, to refer to this, we have three types of cell references. One is relative, absolute, and mixed cell reference. Now, directly with the formula, I'm going to explain what is relative, absolute, and mixed. Relative cell reference is mostly based on the relative cell position. Okay, based on which the formula is given. And when you copy the formula down, automatically it gets adjusted to the cell position. Initially, your formula is equals to A1 plus A2. When you copy it down, automatically it will change to B1 to B2. So when the positions have been changed, that is called as relative cell reference. Absolute cell referencing is where the value is fixed and constant. It does not change. When you copy the formula down also, it does not change the formula. And mixed cell referencing is nothing but the combination of these two, absolute and relative. Now let me explain with the help of an example. So I need to again, I will just stop the share. I will go for again the Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, I'll go for sheet number 3, then your 1. Okay, here I am going to give you the reference, cell references. So here I'm increasing the font size for you to be very clear. Now here I'm going to calculate the grocery bill. Grocery bill. Okay. Now for the grocery bill, first I require is a product name. Now product name, then I have the price. Then I have quantity. Then I have the total of this. Okay. TOTAL, total of this. Then if a shopkeeper or whoever it is giving any discount, so I'm going for the discount. And here I'll calculate the discount amount. Discount amount. Why I'm taking in a separate, in one column only, I can calculate the discount amount. For you make it a better understanding, I have taken two separate. And here actual the bill can be taken. The amount to be paid or the bill can be taken. So here I'm going to take the amount. Okay. Now the first product I'm taking is atta. And the price of each bag is around 180, and the quantity I'm taking around 2 bags. And the total, how will I give? Simple formula I'm going to give is equals to price multiplied by quantity, press enter. Now I'm just going to copy this formula down. And when I copy it down, initially it showed the cell address as B3 into C3. But when I copied it down. Here you can see it has been changed to B5 to C5. This is nothing but the relative cell referencing, which is based on the relative cell reference. Now coming to the discount. Okay. Now coming to the discount part of it. Discount, I am giving say around 5% on each product, whatever the customer is buying. Now, how do I calculate this? So to calculate, generally in mathematics, on total into 5 by 100 you will do. But here our value 5 is constant for all the products. So how do I refer with the absolute cell referencing? For this is equals to, total is been given in D3 into the 5 has been given in bit cell E3. Now here again, whenever the value is fixed, I have to give a dollar symbol before and after the column name and then divide it by 100. So out of 360, 18 will be subtracted. Now see here, when I copy this formula down, right? When I click here, D3 has been changed to D5, but $E, $3 remains same, fixed, constant. So this is called as the absolute cell reference. And here you can see here itself, it is the mixed. D is changing, $E, $3 is not changing. So wherever it is changing, that is relative. Wherever it is not changing, that is absolute. And in this formula, I have the mixture of two. So this is nothing but mixed cell reference. Now, how do I calculate the amount? To get the actual amount, I have to say this minus the discounted amount. Now, I got the actual amount to be paid. Right, children? So, this is how we have calculated. Let me give the other. I'm taking, say, suppose the dal, and dal is for 120 rupees kg, and I'm taking around 6 kgs of dal. So you can see how the data is been filled. Then Lysol, and here this is for 200. If I'm going for 2 bottles, how the data is been changed. Now, if you want to color this, select this, go for the color. Now, these are the products, or the other option can be given for this. These are my product names. I will go with any lighter shade. Now I want to calculate the total bill to be given, right? So now I will select the actual amount and I simply go for auto sum. The amount, the bill amount, we can say the bill amount. Yes, actually this. But nowadays they are calculating GST. GST, if I have to calculate 5% of GST, then what is the formula that I'm going to give is equals to on the bill amount into 5 by 100. And then say N. Now this GST will be added. Discount is subtracted. GST will be added to our bill. So just select these two and again go for the auto sum. This is your actual amount to be paid. Right? Now this is your amount to be paid. So let us make it in another color. So this is how a bill with all the references have been created. Hope you have understood these 3 types of references. Then next I'm going for another sheet. And here in this sheet, I'm going for the errors. Now I'm going to explain the different types of errors that we are going to face in the Excel sheet. Now see, suppose I'm going to enter a number which is not fitting in the column. Now let me shrink this. Now you can see an error. This error is called as the hash error. It will be given when the column width is not sufficient to fit in the data. Now, as I increase the column width, you can see that error is gone. The next type of error I have is, here I have 12 and here I have some data and I'm giving a formula saying this plus the text. Is it right actually to get? So that the value in the formula is incorrect. So the error we are getting is hash value exclamatory. Now say suppose I have few more data over here which I want to calculate. Now for this what will I do? I want to calculate the sum. So I have given this and I have selected this. Now the error I'm going to get. There is an error in the name. Actually, the function name is sum. M I have missed out. So the error I'm going to get is hash name exclamatory. Now this is not fit in the column. So I'm expanding. So you got hash name reference. Now one more error I have if I'm trying to say is equals to 12 by 0. Anything if you're trying to divide it by 0, then you're going to get hash div 0 error. And one more thing, I have today, say suppose I have given here 12 and here I have given 14 and I am simply doing is equals to this plus this. A simple formula I have given. Now what will I do? I copy the formula, I paste it. Now you can see what kind of error did I get? The reference. That means the cell address is incorrect. Now I have two relative cell references to get this answer. But here I didn't leave any references. So I delete it off and if I paste it. Now again if I copy this and if I leave two spaces and if I say paste, you're not getting any error. So this is the reference error when there is a problem in the reference. Then the next one we have is the functions. Now this topic is about the functions only. So let us see what are the basic functions that we are going to learn in this. Functions is nothing but inbuilt functions which we are using like auto sum, average and all, right? We are not typing the functions, just we are clicking on that one option of auto sum, automatically it is getting calculated. So you know how sum average is being calculated. Apart from this, we have another functions. The next function we are going to talk about is the square root. Now, how do I calculate the square root of a given number? Is equals to, I'm simply going to say SQRT, open the bracket and a number. Say if I'm giving 625, close and then press enter. The square root of 625 is 25. Like that, you can check with, if I give 18, square root of say 81, then my answer will be 9. Okay. Then next I have is power function. Now what does this power function will do? Power function will give us the value of a base number to the power. Say 2 to the power of 3. Now here I'm going to give is equals to power of 2 is the base value and its power value is 3. It should be separated by a comma. The base and the power should be separated by comma and then press enter. I got 8. That means I have got 2 to the power of 3. Then I have the odd function. The odd function is used to get any fractional part that you have given. It will round off to the next odd number. See here, I am giving odd and here I have taken the number as 16.789. Okay, I won't take 16, I'll go with the 15 only. 15.789. I have closed this and press enter. Generally, mathematically, if you see, it should show us 16. But here, odd function I have used, so it is rounding off to the next odd number. So my answer is 17. The same way I have int function. Now, int function, what does it do? Whatever is the integer, it will round off to that integer. Now, you see int. Open the same number I'm taking. And now, can you say integer? You must be knowing what is the integer value. This 13 is the integer value, integer part we can say. 567 is the fractional or the decimal number. Now it will round off to 13 only, irrespective of greater than 5, less than 5, it is not going to see. See here, it has been rounded off to 13. Then I have the mod function. Mod function will just give, when you divide a number, the remainder of it will be given. So see here, for MOD, I'm going to divide 5, comma 2. Now, what will be the remainder when I divide 2 with 5? 2 2s are 4. 1 will be the remainder. So, 1 is my answer. So, the mod has been given. Then the next function I have is round. Now, round function is used to round off the digits to either 2-digit places or 1-digit place. So, here I am simply going for round. And here I am going for, say, some number. I want it to round off to single digits, so I'm giving 1 here. If you want 2 digits, you can give comma 2 and then press enter. So 12.46 it has rounded off. If I would have given 1, then it would be 12.4. Okay, so these are the, and then we have one more function, exp. That is the algorithm of a given number. In class 8, you wouldn't know what is an algorithm, but when you go to 9th and 10th, there will be a log book. That is, logarithm book will be given. So that logarithm value will be given for each of the number. So to get that number, we use this function exp. So let's see exp of 2. What is the value of 2? Right? So here we got 7.38906. This is the logarithm of a given number. Not now, you wouldn't know how to calculate, but when you go to 9th and 10th and in boards is a very important question. So these are the basic functions apart from sum, average, maximum, minimum, and count we are going to. And one more function, today. Now, what for today is used? When I give is equals to today, children, it is going to give us a date. Now, you must be wondering, teacher, why do we need to have a date? Now, if you are making an Excel sheet for the fees, so which date they have, instead of daily giving, you can simply use this. Can you see today's date has been given? So you can just use this function. So every day that day will be given. Okay. Then the next one we have is the managing of the worksheets. Now in the managing of the worksheets, you can see I have inserted so many worksheets over here, right? So in the sheet 1, if you want to say rename this sheet, right click and go for the rename option. And here I'm going to give the computer marks. Okay. Now you can see sheet 1 has been replaced. Now if I want move sheet 1 to the after sheet 5, so just hold it with your mouse button, drag it and leave it after the 5. So can you see that we have got the computer option. Then the next one I have is, if I want to delete this, right click and then say delete. Okay. So I am just going for right click and delete option. Then I say delete. So my computer sheet has been deleted. So this is how. Now if you want to give a different color to this tabs, now right click and can you see here tab color? You can select the tab color and give it. So the tab colors will be displayed over here. Okay. So this is about your lesson, deleting a worksheet, reordering, changing the tab sheet and all. I hope you have understood clearly all the contents of this lesson and your learning will be made very easy with this. So children, I once again say thank you for listening to this. Bye children.